Hi everyone. How are you today? I hope you're doing well this morning. Hi guys. Hi Jess. How is everyone? I'm chilling. My cat is in the window. It's pretty nice out today, so I'm just chilling by the window. Hi. Thanks for the likes, guys. If anyone has like questions, whether it's about like trauma or you just want to like get to know me and want to ask me random stuff, let me know. I'm just chilling. Also, if anyone wants like a book about hoarding to read, this is a good one. It's called Dirty Secret. My job's good. I actually just went back from mental health leave. I was off for a few months because of my PTSD. But adjusting has actually been easier than I thought, and I'm starting to feel like a lot better with like motivation and things like that. And I think like having this online outlet helps as well. Hi. 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 How do you say your name? I feel like my brain always wants to call you Dylan. Is your name Diane? Hi, Inez. Hi, guys. How are you? Olaf's doing good. I can show him to you, actually. Here he is. Olaf and Lennon. That's my pile of socks. I'm sorting them. Prettiest. Oh, and then this is Piper. Exclusive animal feature. She's like rarely on my channel. She's antisocial isn't the right word. She's just picky. Diane. Oh, that's so cool. I like that. Thank you so much. Yeah, America's best. I've gotten the same frames for like the past 3 years. Oh yeah, never ended. That's so true. Hi guys. Oh, thanks. Love you guys very, very much. Should start doing lives on Saturdays. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You've come a long way too with your stuff. You're doing a lot of healing. And also I love your dog because I feel like it's like another version of Olaf. Hi guys. How are you? How is everyone? Is everyone doing good this weekend? My natural, it's like hard because like this dark is like my natural, except this definitely feels darker than my natural growing up. Like my natural hair growing up was more like in between this, like the like more dark brunette, but now it's like really, really dark. Yeah. And I always say I feel bad because Lennon has her like own story of getting saved from my parents, but Olaf was the last dog I remember like that I was attached to emotionally when I moved out for college. Like by that point I kind of was aware of, you know, the cycle with like the animals that I tried not to get attached to every single one because I knew it just meant more emotional pain. But Olaf was like the last one I was emotionally attached to. So saving him and like having him around has been incredibly healing for me. Like I love all my animals, but he's like my favorite in that I just feel like we're really connected, like spiritually or whatever. Yeah, I'm definitely growing out my gray hair now because it's like, oh my god, too strong for me to fight against it. Oh yeah, I've been having a lot of, I don't know if I guess they are nightmares, but like I keep having a lot of like nightmares or whatever when I'm sleeping that I'm like back in my parents' home being like made to clean or something. Hi Genevieve. I feel like people probably have that. Like that's probably a very common thing. Hi Scarlett. Aw, Yeah, my favorite teacher in grad school had her hair all the way grown out, and like she was older, but she wasn't like she didn't look like she should have like fully gray hair at that point, but she did. And I always remember thinking it was really pretty and cool. So, and I have so much hair that it's like I'm lucky in that usually gray hair means like your hair is like thinning, and I'm not to that point. So I get to have gray hair, but also a lot of it. Yeah, I've gotten a little insecure about it, but now, I don't know. I feel like if you find like a good hairstylist that can blend it out, it can look really good. Thank you. Yeah, I like calling it a mane, which is actually funny because the girl who I'm going to get my hair done by, her name is actually also Summer Joy, which is hilarious. And then her studio is called like the Main Attraction, which is like what drew me to it because I grew up riding horses and horses are called like their manes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do have a lot of hair. I always say that's the one genetic thing from my parents I'll be grateful for. I think it unfortunately comes from my father. Aw, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Aw, thank you so much, guys. You guys are so nice. Thank you. I'm always like, when I was younger, especially growing up, I was so self-conscious about my hair, but also kind of rightfully so, because growing up, like not being able to like shower, take care of like my curly thick hair, it always looked gross. Like we only ever like had shampoo growing up, like in my family, if we ever had toiletries, so my hair was always like looking the worst. I'm from New Jersey, South Jersey. I'm 30. What makes me feel at peace? My animals for sure, and just allowing myself to like take a minute and just sit with like the things around me that I'm grateful for. Like I just posted a video yesterday, like the things that I'm grateful for, and it really is like the small things with me. It's like if I want to shower, I can just go and shower. And that's like something I overlook because now it's like normal for me, but growing up, that was so extremely traumatizing. So now just like focusing on that. Thank you. I got it when I went to Salem, Massachusetts for bachelorette at some point. But yeah, like my animals, riding horses. It's like when I do EMDR, I have to have like a grounding thought or like a happy thought that grounds me. And that's always me just like imagining like going to the barn or riding my horse or something. That's always something that was happy for me. That's a good question, Inez. It's really hard. So they asked how do I deal with like when I lived with dirt and now having good cleaning habits but not like becoming obsessed, because it is definitely very often for kids to grow up in homes similar to mine and then become very obsessive about their environment. And I am in different ways. Like I've definitely had times where I was obsessive over the cleanliness of my space, and then I have had times where I've had similar like hoarding tendencies that I've had to break through because that stuff wasn't taught. I just heard a noise. Wasn't my dog. I like jumped. Hi. Sorry, I'm like getting distracted. ADHD. Well, because I can, and this is literally an account, but sure, keep hating. Dragging it on. I'm allowed to speak about what happened to me as often as I want. And it's also funny because anyone who says that is showing that they have no clue about my actual story. Because I started speaking up in 2024 to save animals currently living in the conditions that I speak up about. I only started speaking up about myself to be like, hey, this is why I know what the animals are going through, because I lived through it as well. I know. I just like telling people because ignorance. If they want to be ignorant, that's their choice. But yeah, like, I feel like animals in general are, like, the reason that I do what I do. I mean, it's been the whole entire time. Honestly, like, and I studied psychology. I honestly love human behavior and stuff like this. I intellectualize my trauma. So to me, it honestly doesn't get to me. It actually makes me feel sad, especially when people are like, I've been through stuff too, and I don't keep talking about it. Like, that makes me sad because they're actually just continuing toxic, abusive rhetoric that they've probably been spewed from whoever their abuser is or whoever has harmed them, and being like, well, I don't talk about it, so you shouldn't either. You shouldn't expect what you need out of everybody else. That's never good when it comes to anything, especially when it comes to trauma. We should not project our method of healing, our own trauma, how we dealt with trauma. We should never project that onto other people. Usually, unfortunately, projection in that form is actually showing that they're not healed, because usually those people would be like, you're not healed because you continue to post about it. But then also at the same time, I'll get comments that are like, you're so messed up because you can talk about this stuff with a straight face, or like, you don't even cry. But that's because, like, I've really worked through this stuff. Like, I've put in a lot of work. I'm currently in an intensive outpatient program. I do EMDR. I do a lot of work to be where I am. And so yeah, like, and that also is why I speak up, because I know that my capacity for vulnerability is not common. It's not, especially coming from a background like mine, because trauma in general is hard to talk about. But when we talk about the themes of, like, hoarding, animal hoarding, and these experiences, there's such deep levels of, like, shame and guilt cycles that are so hard to break. And, like, I'm even shocked by myself all the time that I'm okay speaking about this, because I used to get so viciously bullied growing up for these conditions. And now it's, like, easy for me to talk about because I've broken the shame cycle. It's not mine to bear. These things that sorry, that's my dog barking at my boyfriend. Like, this shame cycle is not mine to bear anymore. I've broken it. The shame, when I speak about it, I speak about the shame belonging to the people it actually belongs to, which is my parents, and has always been my parents. As a child, it was never on me. Do I feel guilt and shame rationally just from trauma? Of course. But the reason I'm able to speak about things is because I know it's not my embarrassment. It's not my shame to bear. So unfortunately, people who say things like that, it's almost always someone else who has been harmed and unfortunately is unhealed. Yeah, my siblings, the ones that I have contact with, have been to my home. And that is something I kind of use as, like, a point of, like, trying to help them with breaking the cycle too, of, like, kind of seeing, like, same thing, like, with what I do online, them seeing that I've broken the cycle and witnessing it is important. That's also how I say I broke the cycle, was I had access to friends and other resources that made it easier for me to be like, oh, the way I grew up wasn't normal, and kind of, like, break that. Thank you so much. Yeah, vulnerability equals courage and strength, for sure. Yeah, that's actually a good question. Olaf definitely has his own forms of PTSD, so to speak a little more on his background, like, I've spoken a little bit, but I don't think I've kind of talked about, like, his, like, everyday environment maybe and how that affected him. So Olaf was used as a sire for breeding for 10 plus years. So he was unfixed. So that comes behavioral issues, etc. And then he was chained to a tree with a heavy duty, like, metal chain, thick chain, because if not, he would get off. And if he got off, he would end up in fights with nearby dogs because he was unfixed, territorial aggression, etc. Aside from that, he was tied to a tree with no access to water, little interaction. He's very desperate for affection all of the time, because if someone or anyone like walks by, he'll like whine and be like, oh, because that was the only way he got attention growing up. And then he was also tied into, or like locked into a room inside my parents' home, and he was not potty trained, so he would be forced to use the bathroom in the same room that he had to sleep in. So I also say, like, the reason he was so easy to potty train is because he himself was like traumatized and didn't want to have to go to the bathroom anymore in the space where he sleeps and exists. Like, he's never really gone to the bathroom inside here. He's scared of other dogs sometimes, mainly pit bulls, because he did get in fights with my parents' like neighbor's dog that was a pit bull when they obviously didn't care. Like, he would get like loose, etc. Oh, thank you so much, Savannah. That means a lot to me, because that's truly why I do what I do. But yeah, when I picked Olaf up, he had like every tick-borne illness under the sun, because he was also like never taken to the vet, was living 24/7 outside without flea and tick preventatives. Spent a lot of money getting him. That's such a funny way to put that. Oh, thank you so much, Savannah. I hope you have a great day. I'm hungry, guys. Should I eat Chick-fil-A? I think that's what I want. Chick-fil-A French fries. Also, look how cute my cat is. Sorry, this is my little like electronic duster thing. But look at her. She's just chilling. She's so cute. My favorite order. Honestly, I used to love chicken, but in the last few years, OCD and like sensory stuff from childhood, I like now cannot eat chicken. So I used to love eating their chicken nuggets or their spicy chicken fingers when those used to be on the menu. But now I just get like a giant order of fries and mac and cheese. Right? Oh, to be a cat in a sunny window. I love it. She lives the life. And yeah, like, so things like this will heal me. And like, I try to remind myself to actually like sit with it and like feel it when it like happens. Like, that's like a lot of work I've been doing in therapy, is like, this is amazing. Like, the fact that my animals are safe, my cat is safe, like my cat is well taken care of. She's actually maybe a little too chunky. Oopsies. But like, animals used to like starve and pass away at my parents'. So yeah, just like the fact that I can look around and like my animals are taken care of. It's very healing for me. My corgi is chewing up the toilet paper roll. Anytime toilet paper is empty, she'll look at the little like thing until we like give it to her. She doesn't eat it though. She just tears it up, so I allow her to play with it. It's a weird behavior. Hi! All from Canada. I've been to Canada once and I do want to go back. Here is my pups. Olaf's right here. And then Lennon is back there. That is not a pile of poop. That is a dog bone. For the record. But there she is. And that's a pile of socks that I'm sorting. But yeah, there's her eating her little toilet paper roll. She's weird. Yeah. This is Piper. Let's see if I do have 3 cats and 2 dogs, but 3 of them came from saving them from my parents, so they don't count, okay? They were forced upon me. Oh, here's another one. This is FIFA, another cat enjoying her sun. And then, gotta find Spudifer. Oh, here is Spud. There he is. He loves to sleep on the chair. And then, don't mind, it's a little messy out here because I'm like decluttering and like getting rid of a bunch of stuff, but here is my bookshelf numero uno. My couch. I have to I'm like, this was my decluttering center. I'm like decluttering all of my Hello Kitty stuff. And then my big bookshelf, my record collection. My kitchen, it's like very small. My bathroom, also small. And then this is Yeah, I be chilling. You're welcome for the tour. Yeah, animals are way better than people. Yeah, right. I might get off soon to go get some Chick-fil-A. Oh yeah, I have really bad OCD, and I did and still do ERP through NOCD for like the last 3 or 4 years, and it's been amazing. I love my OCD therapist, and one of my main themes is like health related OCD, and it definitely stems a lot for me from like the trauma of like not being medically taken care of growing up. And then, like, I'll get stuck in my head on things like, I grew up in, like, a mold-filled house, like, all of these things that I just, if I allow myself when I'm in a bad mental space, I can, like, spiral and be like, yep, I have cancer right now. And, like, not even, like, hee hee ha ha, like, I am, like, convinced in that moment from my spiral that I have cancer and I'm gonna die. So, yeah. That's how my OCD works. But yeah, I have a lot of OCD themes. I don't know if I feel like maybe that's something I should definitely talk about more often, because I know OCD is very interlapped with hoarding, and also it's definitely a common reaction, and symptoms like revolve around that when you're a child of hoarders. Yep, mine was schizophrenia for a while. I'm all the time worried I'm a narcissist like my dad, but I think the fact I worry about means I'm not a narcissist, but whatever. See, I've definitely been getting really gray since like 27 too. I'm now 30, and it's like, I don't want to say bad because I don't think it's bad, but it's like, very obvious. And yeah, probably childhood trauma, and then probably also like lack of nutrients and stuff from also my trauma, and just not having the best like diet nowadays as an adult. My cat is looking at birds. Also, if you guys see like old videos and stuff, I like found this app. If you guys know who Jen Hamilton is, she's like a really popular like nurse content creator on here. I love her. She's also just really good like advocate and stuff. So I just love watching her content. Speaking of medical OCD, she kind of helps me with mine, because I was really scared about birth and stuff for a while. I haven't given birth ever, but it was just like a big OCD fixation of mine for a while. But anyways, I digress. She like talked about this thing called like Repurpose.io, where you can like post your old content like to other platforms and stuff, because I've been trying to like cross post, but then I have to like, it's a lot of work because I have to then like download it, put it on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. So now from her I learned about that app, and now it's like cross posting my older posts to those things that I haven't posted yet, and then also at the same time posting like my new content. So like the stuff I posted on TikTok today will automatically post on Instagram without me having to do anything, which is really nice. Oh yeah, the gray hair. My inspo for starting to blend it is Jenna Palak, if you guys know who that is. I've seen her do a lot of like gray blending videos recently, and I'm like, ooh, I definitely want to do that. And I did like a consultation. I'm going to be doing that in June, I think, is my hair appointment. So I'm going to be chilling with my grays until then. So don't mind me. Does anyone have any other questions or things? I'm probably going to hop off in a second so I can go get food because I'm hungry. There really is. I joined TikTok in like 2020 when I was bored. I like pushed it off for forever, and I was like, okay. Oh, thank you. Me turtle. Oh, thank you so much, Corey. Alright, guys, I'm gonna hop off and go get food. I might hop on another live again today if I'm up for it. But, yeah. Alright, guys, I hope you have a good day. Stay safe.